Okay, just real quick on this picture with the grapes and the pears. You had stated that you thought the pears looked a little dull, and you weren't sure how to brighten them up. One thing you could do, and I'm on the layer with the pears, is get your color picker and choose this light color that's out here on the pear. And then once you have that color, take it out up and to the left and get a lighter version of that shade. And then you can start adding soft light layers. And I know this isn't your program, but yours will work the same way. Just add soft light layers. That's on and that's off. And just start hitting with a brush where you think the bright areas should be on this pear. And what I'm trying to do is match the highlights on these grapes. And I just use the same color on new layers over and over, and just piled them on top of each other. And every layer I used a slightly smaller brush. I also used the eraser to kind of soften the edges a little bit. And I also changed the opacity, and I just move the opacity slider up and down until I felt like it looked correct. Let me change this to normal. Now you can see exactly where I brushed over the pears. Turn that back to soft light, and then we'll go to this layer and I'll show you what it looks like on normal. So see, I just hit the hotter spots. Change this back, and then I did another layer. Change that to normal. So that was just a little line of light in the very, very brightest spots. And then a final time, I did it one last time. And I did that very light, very tiny little highlight. And then after turning the opacity down, I thought it was a little harsh. So even after that, I added a Gaussian blur. And my blur was a 1.7 pixel blur, just to soften it up. And I was playing with this, and I'm not too thrilled with it, but you really need to keep this shadow between the two pears. Otherwise they just become a blob of one, and they look like one object. So you might want to add a little shadow in there. That may not be the best choice of color, but just add a little shadow in there to separate the two. And you can blur that out. You can use the edge of your eraser to kind of soften that edge a little bit. But just play with it. And I did this really quickly, so it's not the greatest, but I just wanted to give you an idea of maybe how you can make the pears match the grapes a little better with the lighting. Let me know if you have any questions, and I hope this is helpful.